जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Radhe Krishna. Now I'll do Vrindavan Dhamam Amritam, that is Glory of Vrinda Brajadham, written by Srila Kaviraj Das Goswami. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohana Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohana Syama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mohabana Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Kesi Ghat Mansi Bata Dwadasa Kanana Jaha Sabu Leela Karilo Sri Nanda Nandana Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan Sri Nanda Jasoda Jaya Jaya Gopagana Siddhamadi Jaya Jaya Dhinu Vasjagana Jaya Brisabhanu Jaya Kittida Sundari Jaya Jaya Purnamasi Abhira Nagari Jaya Ram Ghat Jaya Rohini Nandana Jaya Jaya Vrindavana Vasi Jata Jana Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Jaya Jaya Radhe Radhe Jaya Vrindavana Jaya Gopeswara Jaya Vrindavana Maja Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha बटुदी जराया जय द्विज पत्नी जय नाग कन्या गण भक्ति रे जहार पाइलो गोविंद चरण जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जय रासमण्डल जय राधा श्याम जय जय रासलीला सर्वमनोरम जय रासमण्डल जय राधा श्याम जय जय रासलीला सर्वमनोरम जय उज्ज्वलारस सर्वरस सार परकीया भावे जा ब्रज एक प्रचार जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन श्री जानव पाद पद्म करिया स्मरण दीन कृष्ण दास कहे नाम संकीर्तन हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री हरि राम कीर्तन की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय ऑल डिवोटीज की जय हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू प्रभु जी फॉर सो वंडरफुल सेवा
So beautiful. You're very effective, very beautiful.
Wonderful, Mataji. Very, very melodious song. Very
Heart
excellent.
touching, actually, very heart touching.
Heart touching.
Prabhuji, it is due to your blessings only.
We need your blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Dhanwad Pranam. So, now we'll start with the invocation prayers. Prabhuji, who is doing the invocation prayers?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yes, एक minute, Prabhuji.
Nitya Sakhi Mataji, invocation prayers, then recap by Samta Mataji.
Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam. All blessings from His Grace Charu Prabhuji and His Grace Sharad Prabhuji and all devotees. Report. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवानिश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं स्वजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदा सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितानिश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवार्ष भानुवी देवी दैत्व कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दिनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धा सिद्धांत सिद्धांत हरिणे नम गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर सांबोधे पदाम्बुजे ते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौर गौरवीर्भाव भूसे from I'm not used to this verse. Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Mataji. Dandat Pranam. So let us do the recap for lesson 157. In the last class, Raksha Mataji very beautifully presented lesson 157, which is chapter 10 of the 11th canto, consisting of 37 verses. In the chapter, Krishna refutes the followers of Gemini Rishi because they were their philosophy is based on fruitive actions, karma kanda, and also how Jivatma can attain liberation by Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. That is, he can come out of the illusionary bondage that is created by the body-mind complex, Antahkarana, that is made up of the three gunas, and the through Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. So this was covered in lesson 157. So in order to we have to devotional service is the key to attain liberation. So my first question is, how should a Vaishnava do devotional service? How should a Vaishnava do devotional service?
Hare Krishna Mataji. The Vaishnav should, first of all, Vaishnav should go to the Sharan of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, God. And
Yes, Mataji.
he should do all the activities under the guidance of the master, spiritual master, that is the representative of Krishna. So
And why it is essential to do devotional service as per the guidelines of a spiritual master or a spiritual authority, scriptural authority?
because Guru is the only person who guides on a right path.
Yeah. Hare Krishna
He-
Mother.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Mataji gave a nice example. Your question is that why you need Guru and it's Sadhvan Shastra is there. That's the last line says that secular or self-directed paths often lead to confusion. So if you don't have Guru,
Confusion.
yes, confusion. So if you don't have Guru, you don't know what is the purpose in life and which way to follow, right? So that is the reason.
Yeah, correct. So devotional service has to be performed towards Lord Vishnu under the adhering to the scriptural authority, and that is the foundation of the devotional service. Yes, thank you, Rakshman Mataji and Radha Vinod Prabhuji. So, how does a Vaishnava get complete fulfillment?
Vaishnavas, they never do work for sense gratification. They
Yes.
devote their work to Lord Krishna and perform the true duty. And
Yes.
they realize that this samsara is of ephemeral nature, every material desire is of no value. So they dedicate themselves to Lord Krishna
Perfect.
by doing selfless
Yeah.
service and beyond their transient pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
and
So
he-
now, yes, Mataji.
one
Hare Krishna.
He should not see self-interest. He should see the others' gain, other welfare.
Yeah. It should not be only for sense gratification or for one's own gain. It should be for the overall welfare of everyone. Thank you, Mataji, for adding that. So now, like in a Vaishnava tradition, what is of utmost importance and why?
In Vaishnava tradition, the guru-disciple relationship is very much utmost important because Guru is the direct representative of Lord Krishna and he guides us and navigates us in the spiritual path, eradicating all the confusion of the disciples' mind.
Yeah. And all the confusion that is there in the Vedas also. So he will channelize and make, give instructions following which one can walk the path of devotional service properly. Thank you, Mataji. That was so nice. Then, can anyone explain spirit soul and why it's important to know the profound nature of self?
Hare Krishna
It is
Mataji.
very necessary to know the nature of the self because if we know if the individual know the nature of the self, then he will rightly try to achieve Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if he thinks only that I have the body only, if we give importance to body only, then he will do all activities for the sense gratifications, and he will never try to reach the path of this spiritual growth. So
Yeah.
it is very essential
Yes.
to recognize that self.
Yes, correct. Radha Vinod Prabhuji wanted to add something.
No,
Hare
I
Krishna,
think
Prabhuji.
Mataji explained so nicely on that. So the starting point
Yeah.
has to be understand whether it's a we are the body or the soul. So that decides the further course of action, right? So that is what it says that nature of self, who we are, based on the understanding, and then we see that how we are, fleeting nature of the, as Mataji nicely explained, fleeting nature of this material world. And then you see that once we understand we have a problem here, we need to get out of that, and then we see the path forward by mercy of the Lord and Guru. Right?
So Mataji explained that why it is important to know the nature of the self. She did not explain what is spirit soul.
Spirit soul, our body constitutes of
Mataji.
spirit soul, gross body and subtle body. The spirit soul is different from body, and it is eternal. It achieves the form depending upon our karma in future life.
Yes, perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Mataji. Yes, this.
Yeah. Yes, so nicely explained. Now, what are the 3 essential qualities of a disciple?
The disciple, he has to be very deeply affection to the guru, and very eager to hear the good the spiritual knowledge, and there should be no envious to anybody. He should not be envious to anybody,
Yes.
and he must know the important meaningful for learning. All the character should be very meaningful learning and very for spiritual growth. And also
Yeah.
it should influence the guru disciple relationship.
Yeah.
One
Thank
more
you.
And
point.
he should be very humble.
Yes.
He should be very humble and receptive to all the qualities of seeking the truth, honestly seeking the truth.
Mataji is
Yes,
complete.
yes.
And he should have
Yeah.
blind faith also. Blind faith on the Guru.
Complete faith, you can say. Full faith
Complete
on the
faith.
Guru.
And
Yes,
there's no difference between the guru and the Krishna Lord. We have to
And Lord
understand
Krishna.
that.
Correct. Yes. Only then we will be able to follow the instructions fully. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Then we come to the next is what is the crux of Lord Krishna's argument? What is Lord Krishna challenging?
He challenges. Sorry, we can continue, Prabhuji.
Okay. So
Yes, Radhavinu Prabhuji.
it started with Krishna. We are talking about nature of this world, right? So Krishna talks about Gemini Rishi's karma mimamsa theory. So which basically it says that the only the activity that you do decides your destination. Yes, Krishna eventually talks about even though you do a good karma, but you come back again to live in this material world. So that is not the ultimate that should not be the ultimate purpose of the life. Life is eternal, so it is beyond that. So Krishna is trying to give a difference between doing good karma and doing the right karma, that can take him out of this material world. That is the essence of Krishna is highlighting in this chapter.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Second question is why the soul falls into the cycle of birth and death?
Depending upon the karma, the soul falls on cycle of birth and death. This samsara is a dukhalaya, and coming to this samsara, one experiences all the suffering.
What depending?
Attachment to fleeting material pleasures.
Depending on due to the attachment to the karma, one falls in the cycle of birth and death. Not just karma, due to the attachment to that karma or the action.
Yes, Mataji.
One falls into the cycle. Yeah. Okay. Then what can we not gain by material happiness? Material gains. What can we
Happiness.
not gain by material accomplishments? Sorry.
Sorry, Mataji, happiness is not received by material pleasures.
What kind of happiness, Mataji?
This happiness is very temporary, short-lived,
Ha.
Mm,
Ha.
and this
And?
after some time it gives only suffering, miseries.
Ha.
After some time, it is these material pleasure, or we can say these are illusionary, Maya.
Yes. Short-lived, no? Aayenge, jayenge. And then if there is happiness, there'll be grief. It will be a cycle, right? So it cannot give lasting happiness. Yes, right, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Then what leads to spiritual growth and reduce the suffering in that case?
Only detachment.
Detachment.
Detachment from
To?
the material existence, detachment from these sense gratifications, all these lead to.
So how do we perform the karma?
Without expecting
In
the
what?
effect and being completely detached, we can perform.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
this is again essence of this particular chapter, right? So as you mentioned, karma is not the only essence, but result of that karma that binds us more, right?
Yeah.
If you detach with that,
Perfect.
but only detach from the karma is not enough. But karma yoga, I think eventually, if you somehow link with the Krishna and do the activities, so all then it's a spiritualized.
It's
Yes.
karma yoga.
Perfect.
And selfless action
Karma
leads
yoga.
to liberation.
Yes, selfless action leads to liberation. Yes, perfect. All of us. Now, what is the quest for material happiness? Why is the quest for material happiness illusionary? Why is the quest for material happiness illusionary?
Because it is very short-lived and temporary only. And after this, the person gets suffering only.
Yeah, because it does not lead to
Inner peace.
lasting happiness. Yeah, inner peace or genuine joy. It doesn't give. Yes, thank you. Okay, now, what is the outcome of doing pure devotional service to Lord Krishna?
It transcends personal desires into spiritual accomplishment, and it illuminates our critical role in achieving a life, something righteousness in spiritual fulfillment, and surrendering to Krishna. We engage deeply in bhakti, and that is the pathway of liberation.
Yeah.
And
So one goes beyond personal desires. Yes, Mataji. Rajkumari.
It gives long fulfillment, bliss, this devotional service, and gets takes the result towards liberations.
Yeah, it gives complete fulfillment. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, why is self-realization important?
Because without self-realization, we can't get detached. We cannot be detached from the material existence. So this is only after realizing we can be detached, and we can reach to the path of God. Uh, we can get.
What do we realize? What do we realize by self-realization? Like what
We are not.
happens?
Yeah,
What
we
do
are
we
not the
realize?
we are
body.
not the body.
Yes,
We are not.
we are not the body.
We are part and parcel of Lord.
Yeah. We are distinct spirit souls. We are separate from the material body. And why is detachment important then? Why it is a vital step to genuine happiness?
because it leads us towards the eternal connection with the Lord,
Yes.
and we are relieved from the entanglement of material existence,
Yes.
from the cycle of birth and death.
Then we see that, Krishna is everything. Everywhere he is there. And we cannot get attached to one object or one person only. He is everywhere, right? And we find he is the source. So he shows us the way that you come to me instead of getting attached to the temporary material possessions or people.
Yeah, mother. Again, important
Yes,
point is
Prabhuji.
that Krishna doesn't want to share with anybody. Krishna wants Ananya Bhakti.
Yeah.
That me only. If he tomorrow,
Yes.
if he decide that I will take 90%, 10%, I will leave for others, then things would have been different. But he doesn't do. He wants only devotion to him and not even 0.5% to others. Right?
Yes,
So, and
perfect.
he is the only shelter. So everything follows that principle.
Yes, perfect. That is the main point. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the relationship between God and soul? This is slide 11. So, what is the relationship between God and soul? We see that in the point unity of existence.
There is a deep relationship between soul and God. It highlights the distinctiveness as well as interconnectedness.
Yeah.
There is a distinction also and connection also.
It is
Quality-wise and quantity-wise. Quality-wise, we are same. The soul is same. But and quantity-wise, the individual soul is very, very like in a very small item, anu, we can say.
Yeah.
And
perfect.
And that supreme soul is no limit, infinite.
Yes, infinite. Correct, Mati. So we have a metaphysical relationship with the God, and we have our own identity, but still we are connected to him. We are a spark of the fire. He is the fire, we are the spark. Thank you, Mataji. Then what is, like, if understanding that, given that understanding, what is Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana? Radha Vinod Prabhuji, would you like to?
Yeah, so
explain
it's a
that?
transcendental knowledge, right? So, how what is the real knowledge, and which is basically self-realization? Again, that knowledge, only that knowledge can transform, take it from our consciousness of material to the spiritual. And as above, we saw that our soul, nature is same as the Krishna. Even if you go to the Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, first canto, first chapter, first couple of 2-3 slokas, we see that devotional service can be only performed with the same, like as Krishna's consciousness is there, the same consciousness, in that only we can serve, not any other thing. So it says that transcendental knowledge which is not related with the body, knowledge related with the Lord, with whom we are eternally connected. When you have that knowledge, the transformation takes place. That is, and then once we have transformation, when we are attachment, the rest of thing falls apart, right? So that is the primary importance.
Yeah.
Mataji,
But another, yes, Mataji.
Bhagavad Tattva Vigyan is that knowledge which frees us from material bondage. It
yeah, correct.
From illusion of Maya.
Yeah,
अरे
correct.
वो
Yes, Prabhuji.
अब सब भूल गए, अब सब भूल गए वो वर्ष कितनी बार मैं दोहराता हूँ.
Yes, Prabhuji.
भगवत तत्व विज्ञान 3 चीज करते हैं भगवान. विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथिस, छिंद्यते सर्व संशय, क्षीयते चास्य कर्माणि. And fourth thing, दृष्ट एवात्मनि ईश्वर है. So वो बात भूलनी नहीं चाहिए आप लोगों को. भगवत तत्व विज्ञान, it's all about science of Krishna. Really realization of who he is, how merciful he is. And just thinking about him, we become immune to the three modes of material nature of Maya Devi.
Material nature. Yeah.
सबको बहुत
Yes, Prabhuji.
it should be really by heart by this time now. Everyone, all these answers were being given, were completely on the periphery, you know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Practical
Thank you.
knowledge, we can say also practical knowledge.
Everything
only-
is about knowledge about Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have to know
Yeah.
he is a person. We have a relationship, eternal relationship with him, and turning our face towards him. Only then we can become free from this material world. Direct answers.
Yeah.
Don't go around round and round. Just give direct answer.
Yes,
तो
Prabhuji.
स्पेशली ये सवाल का जवाब तो आपको सबको आना चाहिए.
Yes, Vaiji.
Yes. Okay. Now, what is the mindset of a materialistic individual? What is his mentality?
He gives preference only to the sense gratifications and the fruitive activities.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Mataji. Now, what happens when we depend on Krishna? Point 4.
Krishna takes
Complete
full
surrender
care.
to Krishna.
Krishna takes full care. He is always with us. He is protector. He guides at every step.
And when
Hame-
we
Depend upon him, he takes the charge of us.
हाँ,
He cleans our heart
Yes.
and everything, and then he leads us towards.
yeah,
So he takes in material charges also. He takes a care of everything, and then we are leading to this spiritual enlightenment more and more, and the path is illuminized with lots of lights in our life, which gives us a true knowledge and our humility. We become humble,
yes,
and which is very
perfect.
essential for devotion.
Hare Krishna
Correct.
Mataji. And
Yes, Sanjay
also
Prabhu.
he removes the illusion that we are this body and attachment. So we get the right set of knowledge that we are a spirit soul and part and parcel of.
Yes, Prabhuji, so true. Only when he is approached in a dainya bhav, only then, he will give us the knowledge and make us liberated. So when we depend on him, we develop this virtue of humility, which otherwise won't be possible. So this particular virtue is of utmost importance on the path of devotional service.
What is Dainya
And
Bhav,
we
which
won't be able.
Dainya Bhav, which we saw in the prayer, right beginning, right? That Mataji sang that song, prayer. कितना दैन्य भाव से
So
उसने,
beautiful.
I mean, दैन्य भाव क्या होता है उसने हमें अच्छी तरह समझाया गया उस प्रेयर में. How with great
Yes,
such
Prabhuji. So
humility she offered her prayers.
heartfelt offering, Prabhuji. It was a heartfelt offering.
Yes. Immediately goes right through the heart.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, why is Krishna consciousness necessary to attain true happiness? Like when we are doing any action, it can lead either to good karma or bad karma. So why like this particular philosophy of Krishna consciousness is of utmost importance?
Transcends the it transcends the material thought process and the fear. Like material, because of this illusion and false ego, we have this false notion of the temporary body being ours, or we being that, and we being that, which is nothing but dukhalaya mashashvata. So through Krishna consciousness, we get the correct realization that we are Satchitananda And that's why we can feel the anand and the bliss. So that's how we get.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, on the
Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah. So you look at the point B, which gives essentially it talks of integration of moral material world. Explaining the limitations that good karma, bad karma again brings back to us here only. So Krishna conscious takes it out of that, and he said ritual is observation, divide of spiritual. I mean, so anything that you do materially, but if you don't have the higher purpose, if you don't understand how it's connected to the spiritual ultimate in result, it is a futile exercise.
Yeah, but when you do a action or you do karma based on on the
Krishna.
with consciousness, Krishna consciousness,
Yes.
whatever action we are doing,
Yeah.
what is the that particular action according to us here
It's
in
karma.
this is a very important point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That becomes
action
karma.
Entanglement, and leads us to the path of liberation.
So answer to your
correct.
question is that any Krishna conscious activity, there's no vikarma, sukarma, nothing is there. It's a karma. So there's no bond,
Yeah.
there's no bondage. You don't get anything. So just devotional
Yeah.
service to the Lord.
But why? Because according to us, our theory of doing karma with the whatever objective, good or bad, intention can be relative. We don't have complete knowledge. What according to us is right could not be actually right. Yeah. So the nature of the action is relative in terms of sin or good or bad.
True.
But only when we do in Krishna consciousness, the good and bad, we don't have to worry about it because it was offered to Krishna. So it becomes good only. It becomes pure. It will not entangle. So because according to us, we can go wrong. We are doing with the intention of doing good, but the action might be bad. So the nature of the action can be relative.
Yes.
Hence,
True.
every action has to be performed in Krishna consciousness. So this is a very important point. I was just going through. I realized that this is such a subtle point that has to be taken into consideration.
And that was the theme of this
Okay.
whole chapter. That was the theme basically.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. And how does death serve as a wake-up call? Although it is serving as a wake-up call, but still we are in that state of sleep. How does death serve as a wake-up call? What does it show? What does it illustrate?
It's fearful. We are fearful of death because it's a change. Any change brings in fear, and it's not a easy transition to another body. So that's a wake-up call because you restart again. In one sense, you start again. Of course, your baggage of karma, akarma, vikarma, all that, even the bhakti goes along with you. But if we don't finish our business of Krishna conscious and get fully Krishna conscious, then that suffering and all, or that much illusion remains.
But what does death depict?
Yeah.
What
so
is
again,
this putting an end to?
Yeah, so it's a very third line is then see pervasive fear of limitation of material existence. So whatever good thing you may have been enjoying in this life, it will have end.
Yeah, it will go away. Finally,
It will go away. It will end with the body. So that is again the crux of.
And death is the biggest wake-up call because it is actually painful. Nobody's death can be very easy or not painful. Death is painful. Yes, so it serves as a very prominent wake-up call. Okay, then in devotional service, especially in Kali Yuga, what is of utmost importance? Like which procedure is of what action is of utmost importance?
Chanting of holy name and reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, and Sadhu Sang, all these are very important for devotions.
Yes. All these are of utmost importance, but of this also, the most prominent is chanting of the holy name. Because
Yes.
without the chanting of the holy name, we won't be able to absorb the Bhagavatam and
Yes,
the
Mataji.
philosophy. Thank you, Mataji. Then this is okay. How can we distinguish between conditioned soul and liberated soul? Have we seen the examples of liberated souls around?
Yes, we see that a spiritual master, all that great souls,
Yes.
right? We see them, and this is what more details we'll be studying today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada
Yes.
was not a conditioned soul. All our acharyas whose literature we are, whose treasures we are learning in these books, they all are all were pure devotees of the Lord. So they are liberated, not conditioned.
Yes. Then when spiritual realization, the souls were taken, and were inner transformations, deep inner transformations. They are
Yes, correct.
liberated.
The person who is spiritually realized is liberated.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, what is the prerequisite for liberation? If I want liberation, what should I know? What should, like, what is the prerequisite of
Knowledge, vital means to
knowledge?
our vidya should be, we should, ignorance should go away and realize the Supreme Lord. And it comes
So
like
spiritual
from
knowledge
a
is
darkness,
yeah.
if there is a light that we get.
Knowledge here also, spiritual knowledge is
It's
important. Otherwise,
important.
yeah,
Otherwise, we cannot
as you said,
achieve
it will
anything.
bring us to the light from the dark. So yes, thank you, Harsha Mataji. Then what is required for spiritual advancement?
Detachment from sense gratification is required for spiritual advancement.
Yes. Detachment from
Sense.
from what?
And the guidance
Material
of
possessions.
master also.
Yeah, guidance of the master, yes. In our case, even after getting the guidance, because we don't have that kind of detachment to our material possessions, we still lack, we still not walking the path properly. So, the detachment is a very, very key element that is required, without which we won't advance. And the last thing here we have is, can we get liberation by only knowledge? Like once you get, like Harsha Mataji said, it brings knowledge, will bring you from darkness to light. After that, what? I mean, after
Knowledge,
getting the knowledge, we become.
yeah, knowledge is not enough. It has to be applied. Devotional service are basically
Yes.
application. Knowledge itself will not lead to devotional service.
So, what is this applied knowledge? What was the term that we just now, Prabhuji also elaborated on that? What is the applied knowledge?
Practical bhakti, actively engaging in the devotional process, right actions, spiritual practices under the guidance of Vaishnavas and spiritual
What was
masters.
the, yes, Prabhuji, what was the term for that? Just now, Prabhuji highlighted.
Wisdom.
That is the essence of this chapter. What is applied knowledge? Bhagavad Tattva
Bhakti
Vigyan. Prabhuji highlighted.
Vigyana.
Tattva Vigyana. Applied knowledge. Okay, I stopped here. That was lesson 157. Thank you for your patience and for participation. Over to you, Nitya Sakhi Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Wonderful explanation. Recap.
Thank you, Madhu. Very introspective weekend.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
So, is it visible, Prabhuji? Repeating?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. I would like to seek blessings from His Grace Charu Prabhuji, His Grace Sharad Prabhuji, His Grace Sanjay Prabhuji, and all my dear friends. Hare Krishna. So I am not eligible to deliver such a lecture on Uddhava Gita, but Prabhuji has given us the opportunities to serve in this way. So thank you, Prabhuji Haribol, and please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, we are going through Srimad Bhagavatam 11th Canto, 11th chapter today. And this section is a part of Uddhava Gita. So as we see in the 11th Canto, Lord Krishna is instructing Uddhava before the closure of his earthly pastimes. Okay, so we'll see this section. So how Uddhava is confused and how he gets the instructions from Lord Krishna himself. As we know, Kurukshetra battlefield where Lord Krishna instructed Arjuna. Okay, and here now also we'll see how Uddhava is instructed by Lord Krishna. So as we see, Uddhava is confused and how Lord Krishna is instructing him. So it is not the story of Uddhava himself. So Uddhava ji is asking for the sake of all of us, all our jivas, and we can see that first 22 verses, the difference between the condition and the liberated jivatmas, it is been on focus. And about 159, so the qualities of the devotee and the angas of bhakti, it will be dealt in the next section. And the 160 is about the glories of the sadhu sangh and the super excellence of Vrajavasis, that is called as a pure love for Krishna. So today we are going to hear highlight about lesson 158. So nicely articulated by His Grace Charu Prabhuji. Hats off, Prabhuji, to you for your such a hard work. And we feel that we don't do anything. Okay, so please bless us. So if we are wrong somewhere. Yeah, so this particular chapter we do see from first 7 points, the first one. Okay, we'll see the first one, that is the condition versus liberated souls and the nature of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so the first point, that is condition versus liberated souls, this passage powerfully contrasts the desperate state of conditioned souls trapped by material energy and false ego with the profound freedom and transcendental wisdom enjoyed by liberated beings. So, this theme is foundational to discourse, establishing a deep understanding of soul spiritual journeys and the transformative power of liberation, and it highlights the essential process of achieving liberation through devoted service and enlightenment, emphasizing the necessity of spiritual awakening and the recognition of one's true identity beyond material limitations. So, as we see here, Uddhavji is confused and he is asking that. So, people do follow the several paths, spiritual paths such as Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, okay, austerities and rituals they do follow. So, which is the highest good amongst all this? So, Uddhavji is asking. And he also asks that, oh Krishna, they do recommend the different spiritual path, and which one of them is the supreme one? So here Lord Krishna explains that the spiritual knowledge is very important, and as we know, Lord Krishna spoke this knowledge to Lord Brahma, and through disciplic succession, it has been populated. And yeah, now we are in ISKCON, and as His Grace, Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedant Swami Srila Prabhupada with his ISKCON institution, we do see that it is being getting populated, and this philosophy, it has been getting down amongst these devotees. Yes. So as we know, what are the conditioned souls? As just now, Samta Mataji also said, what are the conditioned souls and the liberated souls. And if one wants to achieve the liberation, so one has to follow the devotional service. and gets enlightened, gets self-realized, and that is the awakening call. And also we have seen that the death is the ultimate stepping stone for it, because at that time we do realize that everything, it was so futile. And so for the material realm there are the limitations, and the life is beyond that. Okay, so um, as we see, we do get on this platform also the transcendental wisdom, isn't it? So, as it has been told to Uddhavaji, so here we are blessed with the courtesy and this legacy. It has been followed by His Grace Charu Prabhuji and Sharad Prabhuji also. So here, as we know, Lord Krishna explains that a person who surrenders to him experiences real happiness. No? So because who is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Okay, so it explains that this passage, Bhagwan Sri Krishna is the ultimate source of all living entities and the supreme object of devotion, embodying divine qualities such as love, knowledge, and bliss. So, grasping the essence of Supreme God is vital for any devotee's practice, as it profoundly influences their relationship with the divine. So, Bhakti reveals the Supreme Lord. So, here Akshamataji is there. We can see that in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhakta Mam Bijananti, the verse is there. So, only by devotional service one can truly understand Lord Krishna. So, grasping the essence of Supreme God is vital for any devotee's practice, as it profoundly influences their relationship with the divine. So, here we can say that Lord Krishna is pointing, and Lord Krishna cannot be known by just speculative knowledge. Just now, His Grace Radhavinath Prabhuji told that. So, dry speculative knowledge. Okay, we cannot please Lord Krishna. It is not by our intellectuality or by any scholarships. Okay, so it is only by bhakti we can please him. And as per Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.6 also, bhakti is the highest dharma of any person. For the devotee's life, the shlok is there, Savai Punsa Paro Dharma. Um, his great Charu Prabhuji always says. So, Yato Bhakti Radhokshaji, the highest religion in devotional service is to serve the Lord. So, just following religions, it is not ritual. The goal of religion is actually the law of God. So, this theme underscores the personal essence of God within Bhakti philosophy, distinguishing it from impersonal doctrines, while highlighting the warmth and intimacy fostered through sincere love and devotion. So, as we know, so Gyan and etc. Vairagya, so these are the products of bhakti. So, as per Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.7, also we see there Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanancha Yadahetukam. When one practices bhakti, knowledge and detachment arise naturally and obliviously. So, bhakti includes the byproducts, that is knowledge, renunciation, and liberation. And so, spiritual process is the only process which is the complete one, by means of which there can arise the sincere love and devotion that has been possible. So, next slide we'll see. In the devotional practices, uh, this enumeration serves as a practical roadmap for devotees, illustrating pathways to deepen their connection with Krishna. So we can see the story of Ajamil even in last section, how Avdut Brahmana, who seek for the guidance from the 25 spiritual masters. So we can see the story of Ajamila, who was a sinful man and used to commit several mistakes. But at the time of death, he called out for Narayana, Narayana, and immediately Vishnu Duta saved him. So this shows that the power of devotional connection with Krishna is really meaningful, and it destroys all sins just as sun removes the fog. So from the shloka, Kechit Kevalaya Bhakta Vasudeva Parayana. So, no, so one should follow the instructions of Lord. So that is very important because one day he will save us. So there is one shloka in Bhagavad Gita 9.22 how Lord Krishna protects his devotee. So Ananya Chintayanto Ma Ye Jana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So here Lord Krishna personally tells Arjuna that he himself protects and maintains his devotee. So how much faith and surrender we should have towards him, because Lord himself arranges him. He is the creator, he is the controller, he is the maintainer. And so one should follow this particular devotional practice. So it serves as a practical, this passage, it serves as a practical roadmap for devotees, illustrating pathways to deepen their connection with Lord. So the list of practices serves as a practical guide for devotees, illustrating how to engage in a relationship with Lord Krishna. So this theme embodies the dynamic spirit of bhakti, where devotion transcends mere emotion. It is just beyond emotions, blossoming into active loving service that nurtures profound spiritual evolution. So, how one should have the mood while serving on this particular devotional path? Because whatever we do, okay, so the Lord is going to reciprocate accordingly, isn't it? So, as we do see, so this particular knowledge it was available, but Lord has to, after cosmic annihilation, this knowledge it was given to Brahmaji, Naradaji, and now we are getting this knowledge. So we are so blessed on this platform, so in this ISKCON also, otherwise we cannot imagine our lives also. So as it's my birthday today and yesterday was wedding anniversary, so I was thinking that if I would not have been in ISKCON, what I would have been doing. I used to wear heels, I used to wear short clothes. Okay, but today we do see such transformation, and we do serving in what are the capable ways and resources in ISKCON, directly, indirectly also. So it has been very meaningful. Our life it will be if we will be on this particular path. So, qualities of a saintly person. So, this particular text meticulously outlines the exemplary traits of a sadhu, spiritual master. So, including mercy, truthfulness, self control, and unwavering focus on Krishna, among the total of 26 such transcendental qualities that have been enlisted. So, these attributes define the archetypal, that is classic devotee, and set a standard for ethical conduct within the spiritual community. So this theme stresses the ethical dimensions of spiritual life, positing that authentic devotion inherently cultivates virtuous behavior rooted in kindness and integrity. So humility we do learn here. Okay, so we do seek for the mercy of Lord. We do seek the blessings in association from the devotees. So in the association of devotees, discussions about Lord Krishna, they do nourish our heart. No, and who has told us to be in association? It is the spiritual master, the sadhu. Okay, here as it has been mentioned, the saintly persons. So the devotees, they are the saintly person, and as it has been possible. So when we learn this pastimes of Lord, as per Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17, in association, so we do see Parikshit Maharaj. Okay, so he got the guidance from Shukdev Goswami, and there are so many demigods. There are so many sadhu rishis available, thinking on the same alignment and having the same approach how to serve Lord. So Shrunvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Ridyantasto Badrani Vidunoti Sayutsama. By hearing about Krishna, the impurities of the heart they are removed. And so that is the wonder, and we should be in association with Lord Krishna and his devotees. So in Kali Yuga, simply by chanting Krishna's holy name, one can get liberation. So, as per Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.51, So we do Sankirtan, we do Sankirtan, we do congregational chanting in association, and that has been possible with the blessings of our spiritual master. As it has been said, Kalo dosha nide rajan asti eko man guna kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangam param bhaje. In Kali Yuga, simply by chanting Lord Krishna's holy name, one can get liberated, and that is possible. So next we'll go for what is the role of knowledge and ignorance. So here also we can see there are so many philosophies they do exist. Okay, but which of them is the supreme one? Because the different sages they do emphasize the different aspects of Vedas, many opinions they do arise. The Vedas sometimes speak indirectly. So for that also we do need spiritual master to analyze it properly. So this is to guide people at different levels, as there are different levels of consciousness we have studied previously also. And so for the ultimate teaching, the devotion to Lord Krishna is very important. And so this knowledge is depicted as the key to liberation, while ignorance binds individuals through false identifications with the material body. So one should be very careful, and that the material happiness is temporary, and one is in illusion that I'm controlling it, one is in ignorance. But one should understand that spiritual happiness comes from devotional service. A person who fully surrenders to Lord Krishna experiences the bliss, and that materialist they can never, because they are in ignorance. So, recognizing the pivotal role of knowledge is crucial for transcending suffering and escaping material entanglements. So, Bhakta Mam Vijananti. So, only by devotional service one can understand Lord Krishna as he is. And God cannot be simply understood by speculation, but Bhakti reveals, the knowledge reveals us the supreme truth. So, this theme reaffirms the transformative power of enlightenment on the path of bhakti, where an understanding of the self and the divine is the foundation for liberation from misidentification. So, bhakti, which is the most superior one over the other processes, and one should not go for yoga or any other philosophies, but for the devotional service, and that is the perfection of life. So, getting this knowledge is called as knowledge. Otherwise, everything else is the ignorance. It can be said. So, next point is equanimity and detachment. The liberated soul remains unshaken by life's dualities, experiencing happiness and distress with serene detachment. So, this concept is vital for comprehending the nature of liberated individual, offering illuminating insights into the mental and emotional stability fostered by spiritual realization. So detachment, that is vairagya, detachment from material things. So here one can say that so one, when one is applying practically this bhakti, so one should be careful that one should be detached to this material endures, what we are pursuing for day and night and 24 by 7. So but one should take time for all of us in this very life, that there is a very short time span. The urgency His Grace Charu Prabhuji is feeling towards life, the same urgency we should have. And in this detached way, one can follow this devotional path. So it illustrates the indescribable inner peace achievable through devotion, demonstrating that a deep understanding of one's spiritual identity leads to emotional resilience and liberation from material concerns. So, detachment from this material things, so that is very important. So, that is going to help us so as to lead on the spiritual path. Then the next is the role of a spiritual master, that is Guru, that is the seventh verse. We can say the 7th point. This passage emphasizes the critical importance of seeking the guidance of bona fide spiritual master in our Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So it is being given in Upadeshamrut, who can be the spiritual master, the qualified spiritual master, and associating with saintly devotees to enhance one's spiritual practice. So Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropastha Vegam, Etan Veganayo Vishay Dhiraha, Sarvamapi Mam Prithvi Sishat. So the person can serve as a spiritual guru if one has such particular qualification. So this particular relationship is indispensable for growth in bhakti, providing a clear pathway toward enlightenment and a nuanced understanding of the self. So, what one is realizing in this very conditioned life, okay, so can get enlightened when one is under the guidance of spiritual master. So, this relationship is indispensable for growth in bhakti, providing a clear pathway toward enlightenment and a nuisance understanding of the self. So, in ISKCON also we do see, we do get initiated by a spiritual master. There are also Brahman Dikshas, they are offered by our spiritual master, and it has been so authentic path. And we do see there are different varnashram systems, they are also allotted by means of the one's dharma, one can do serve in that way and can be under the guidance of his spiritual master. So the conclusion is that these thematic elements collectively offer a compelling and profound perspective on the philosophical teachings within the passage, illuminating the transformative journey of the soul through devotion and qualities that fortify that sacred path. So how bhakti is the supreme spiritual path. So, bhakti itself, it is going to reveal us about Lord Krishna. Bhakti itself destroys our sins, and bhakti leads to our liberation. So, and how one can achieve the love of Godhead and can reach to back to Godhead. So here, so these are not just merely the philosophical teachings, but they are so finely, meticulously designed so as to illuminate our transformative journey of the soul that has been possible through devotion and such qualities. These will be imbibed. This will be there on this particular sacred path. So can we have a pause for a while? Or shall we go ahead, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, then we see, so the first 22 verses we are going through, and it has been so uh, nice discussion by Uddhava, and the understanding we can say that between Lord Krishna and Uddhava himself. Okay, so here the question is about the rationale we will see about this particular philosophical significance about the nature of the soul. Okay, so this particular passage powerfully asserts that the soul, that is jiva, is an inseparable aspect of supreme personality of Godhead, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, existing beyond the confines of bondage and liberation. So yesterday's session was about so nicely taken by our Grace Archana Mataji, is about Madhvacharya also, and how finally we are reaching to our philosophy smoothly and by natural means we are learning. Mataji, we do think that, see, so how this philosophies they are built up, and that is the foundation stone for all of us. So Jiva is an inseparable aspect of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So qualitatively, we do have the similar, we are similar with Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, who is Bhagwan himself, and the Jiva. So Jiva is part and parcel of Lord Krishna, but is quantitatively different, and it just goes beyond the confines of bondage and liberation. What the soul? So soul is the connection between super soul, we can say, who is then Paramatma Swarup in our body to reside, and his the supreme personality of Godhead. Between that and this particular point, it suggests that the soul is the connection between this material body and Lord Himself. And so, likewise, we can see that Jiva is and the soul is a part and parcel of the Lord Himself. And this theme is vital for grasping the profound relationship between the individual soul and the Supreme Lord, showcasing the soul's eternal, unyielding connection with the divine. So, as we know, body perishes, and so just now we have discussed about the death also. So every jiva has to die, so has to go this karmic cycle and bondage, birth and death, old age and disease, etc. But the soul is eternal one, so remains unaffected, as we see, and is the eternal one. While as the body is temporary, but the soul is permanent and helps us to develop the connection with the divine. So it culminates the crucial distinction between the soul's everlasting spiritual essence and its fleeting material encounters, drawing attention to the ultimate truth of the soul's divine identity. We just take care of the bodily needs, but what about the soul's need? So the souls, they are nourished, the soul is nourished only with the devotional service. Okay, so what is the feed? What is the food for the soul? Okay, we do call the food for life. No? Likewise, what is the food for the soul? Is the devotional service. And so, this particular the journey of the soul in this very life of body. So, it can help us to elevate ourselves and get freed from this particular bondage and karmic cycles. The second point out of 9 points, the second point is about Maya, that is illusion. So, Maya is depicted as the captivating illusory energy that leads living beings to misidentify with their material forms, resulting in pervasive suffering. So it is the service of Maya Devi, huh? So as to captivate the jivans and this very conditioned life, and that is the illusory energy, and that leads for the misidentification of jiva and tries to confuse us. Understanding Maya is essential for recognizing the ephemeral nature of worldly experiences and uncovering the deeper reality of spiritual existence. So, ignorance. So, one should be careful about this illusion, Maya Devi, because we have to be away from Maya Devi because that path is different one. And uncovering this illusion, it helps us so as to understand what is the true nature of Lord and what is the spiritual truth. So, this theme inspires individuals to transcend material illusions through Krishna consciousness, paving the way toward liberation from the relentless cycle of birth and death. So, even though I do feel it is my birthday, okay, so birth, it is not a so enjoyable thing. So as we see death, it has been so yeah. So there is explanation in Bhagavad Gita is also, it has been uh, death is so miserable, so one has to face in the life at the end of life. But birth is also similarly, it has been so painful, as we can see. But still, if we are just after that, na? So birth after birth, life after life. So we had been in so many uh, different lives and bodies we might be having previously. We don't know that. Okay, but again in this very life we do follow the same. So what can be the future? So one should be careful about this material life and this conditioned life, but one should seek this particular path and transcend ourselves through such illusions, and that has been possible through Krishna consciousness and the self realization. Okay. So then the next point, the third point is liberation and bondage. So the text explores the concept of liberation, that is moksha, and bondage, that is baddha, as temporary conditions shaped by misidentification with the material realm. So we do misidentify ourselves. Okay, what we are presently today, it is just temporary. So what designation, what post positions, what we do have, they will change. They will perish someday. Okay, so not only at the but at the time of death, but also we do see that we do get retirement also. Okay, so it is not so far off. So everything, it has been temporary. So what we can see, this material pleasures, so there's those will not remain with us, but with body, what it can be continued as a bonus, what can be continued as an um, investment returns, benefits we can get in the next life, that has been possible, and that can relieve us from bondage. So for bhakta, it is not only the liberation, but love of Godhead, that is the ultimate aim. So this duality, uh, liberation and bondation. So this duality illustrates the intricate nature of the soul's experience in the material world, clarifying that true liberation arises from an inner realization rather than mere external changes. So we don't have to go and see outside somewhere else. Okay, so the problem is inside only. Okay, so what we think, what we are doing, so what attitude we have, what surrender level we do have. Okay, so for devotees life it is different, but in material world we do see that the problem do arise from inner, and the problems are not outside. Okay, but they are inside, and so one has to direct ourselves properly and nourish the desires of the soul and not the mind. So it emphasizes that liberation involves the recognition of one's authentic identity and a return to loving service of Krishna, transcending simply escaping material existence. So we have got such a nice opportunity in this life, na? And yes, we have to recognize ourselves properly and return in a loving service of Krishna by serving in the different way. So here we do see Charu Prabhuji at this very age, 24 by 7, he is busy in serving this particular mission so as to please His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, and day night, just on the back of his mind, it's been always there in the talks and the discussions on WhatsApp groups also we do see. So he is not speaking about something else. Okay, only the devotion is being focused. So similarly, the bhakti, the devotional service, na, it should be the only solace for all of us. So devotional service emerges as a supreme practice for unveiling the soul's true nature and achieving profound liberation. So this theme underscores the importance of bhakti as a practical path for transforming one's consciousness and developing a personal relationship with Krishna. It affirms that love and devotion to God are at the heart of spiritual evolution, reinforcing that knowledge must be coupled with the practice of bhakti to be, or the practice of faith to be truly transformative. So in ISKCON, in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, okay, so it has been told by Srila Rup Goswami Pad that there is Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojan. Sambandha, so one should establish the relation with God, who is Lord Himself. Who are we? Okay, and what is our connection with Lord Krishna? Abhidaya, how to serve Him. the processes. Just now we have seen Gaur Purnima, we have observed Gaur Purnima festival in a grand way. We do celebrate throughout the world. It is one of the major festival which is being followed by ISKCON community, and we do see that Lord Himself teaches that how to serve him. Na? So with his avatar as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has taught us how the application of that knowledge it has been possible, and one should similarly go for it. So it has been sadhana bhakti, it has been told so as to follow us, and then is prayojan. Okay, so for what we are doing this, so as to attain the uh, this particular devotional service we are attaining so as to get love of Godhead. And so it is called as the transformation of real transformation of life. And yes, with this devotional service in this very life, it is possible. Then is the next we'll see about the self realization. The fifth point is out of 9 points. This text explores the concepts of liberation and bondage as temporary conditions shaped by misidentification with the material realm. So, karmic reactions and the bondage, those are temporary, okay, and those will perish. And so, one has to, in the contrast, one has to follow the happy life, and okay, that has been possible only with the that has been called as the liberation from this particular bondage. It has been possible that properly identifying oneself as the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord and his devotees. So this duality illustrates what duality? Liberation or bondage. It illustrates the intricate nature of the soul's experience in the material world, clarifying that true liberation arises from an inner liberation, inner realization rather than mere external changes. So it emphasizes that liberation involves the recognition of one's authentic identity and a return to loving service of Krishna, transcending simply escaping material existence. So, this particular duality about the conditioned life and devotional life, about liberation versus uh, bondage. Okay, so etc. It has been emphasized by Lord Krishna himself to Uddhava, as we do see that serving Lord himself is the intricate nature of the soul, and the soul likes it. And here, this particular section, it clarifies that true liberation arises from inner realization rather than just mere the externalities. Okay, so what crux hardware is inside? Just uh, depending on that. So the software is also important. So what we have it as. So the self-realization emphasizes that the liberation involves the recognition of one's authentic identity. What is authentic identity? I'm not the body, I'm the soul. Okay, and I had to serve the Lord Krishna. And this body, it is just the machine. So it is the tool to attain the devotional service, and so one can get escape from this material existence. So here the same way Gajendra Moksha stories, there's so many stories we do learn. Okay, how so Srimad Bhagavatam is the uh, treasure hunt, we can say, for all this such so nice stories, how every one of those have got the love of Godhead through their devotional service. Then the sixth point is knowledge, vidya and ignorance. Vidya versus avidya. So just now was also discussed. It is the knowledge, that is vidya and ignorance, are portrayed as manifestations of Krishna's divine but external potency, shaping the soul's journey through bondage and liberation. So Vidya, as per Shastra, that is called as the knowledge. It is the knowledge about the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, if so, where we do serve the name of institution is starts with Vidya Pratishthan. So, but here we do teach the knowledge which is not spiritual knowledge. Okay, so what vidya or knowledge we do call it, we are getting at colleges, in universities. So that is not the spiritual, not that is the material knowledge. And as we see, there are so universities also they do offer spiritual knowledge. As his great Charu Prabhuji is doing his second doctoral course from Edinburgh University. So they're so nice university. Prabhuji, we do get so many problems here in India. So we have to hide most of the things, you know. So we don't get the open platforms to speak the spiritual knowledge in front of the audiences and etc. So considering that we are the secular country and etc, and so this knowledge treasure it is being getting limited nowadays. So we do see on Google everything it has been available, but still we do see in the communities uh, still the spiritual knowledge is covered, and it is the ignorance it has been portrayed, you know, and it has been portrayed as manifestations so of Krishna's divine. So both of these are manifestation of Krishna's divine, but external potency shaping the soul's journey through bondage and liberation. So this theme is integral to understanding how distinct form of knowledge can either draw one closer to or distant one from Krishna himself. So this particular knowledge it should take us towards Lord Krishna and not away from Lord Krishna. So it underscores the need for spiritual knowledge that forges a connection with the divine rather than a mere intellectual grasp of concepts. So, spiritual knowledge, it has been very enlightening one. So one has to what one can learn from this is there are so many takeaways that one should be hungry for the spiritual knowledge in this very life. And with the spiritual knowledge, one can get connected with the Lord, and we can please His supreme personality of Godhead, and just doing prajalpa here and there, and indulging ourselves in this material activity. Okay, so those are the don'ts for us on this particular devotional path, and it will lead us towards the ignorance. So one should follow the knowledge about Lord Krishna, who he is, and one can get these learnings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so many Shastras, Srila Prabhupada's books and translation and purports. They are huge. So himself at this end of his life has given us such a treasure of philosophies, and if we are not reading those one, and we are not distributing this to the others, so okay, so we are creating ignorant communities otherwise. So one should be very active in preaching activities, and can serve Srila Prabhupada in better way. Then is the role of suffering. Okay, so as we see, death is the stepping stone to realize or for the self-realization, but that is at the very end of life. Okay, so there are few curtain raisers also in our lives we do see. So that is called as suffering. And suffering is not only simply a hardship, but as a profound catalyst that encourages the conditioned soul to turn back toward Krishna, ultimately leading to liberation. And here we do see the Lord gives suffering to the capabilities of a person, that particular jiva and consciousness. Okay, so if one is leader, accordingly we'll have that type of suffering, the great suffering. No? So we do see in our devotional life also. If those are in the leadership positions, we do see that their suffering they are different. If we are serving okay as dasanudas, okay, our sufferings they are different. Okay, but one can take away most of the things from this suffering. So why it has been happened, okay, and how Lord has intervened in it. Otherwise, where I would have been. Okay, so It is the Lord's intervention we do see that we do get the suffering. So one should consider suffering as the opportunity given by the Lord Himself to the devotee to progress on this devotional path. So this theme illustrates the transformative potential of pain and adversity in inciting a deeper spiritual inquiry and connection with Bhagwan Shri Krishna. So in pain and most of the time we do see when we are happy we do purchase a car, again a grand home. Okay, so many times we do see that people do forget in material lives, but if somebody is in pain and adversity, even in movies we do see, why Lord you have done this, they do go to temple and rings the bells and ask. Okay, and the patient is in hospital and gets awakened. So such things we do see. So for it is for those materialists, the pain and adversities they do take it, and for the devotee as we so as we do know that suffering, yeah, so we do take it as the blessing of Lord Krishna. So it proposes that suffering serves as significant purpose in the spiritual journey, acting as a wake up call to realign with the soul's true path. Okay, so it is a wake up call. No? This suffering is, and it it again, what we can say that it helps us that we are on the right path also. So if we do get miseries and sufferings in our devotional service, we can say that. So it helps us for detachment also. So that detachment from the material things, and so that has been helpful. Then the next is the relationship between the individual and the supreme. This analogy of two birds in a tree is evocatively used to symbolize the intimate connection between the individual soul and the super soul, Krishna's localized expansion residing in the heart. So Paramatma Swarup, he is there sitting, he knows each and everything, what we are thinking, what we are doing, and yes, what we can say. So such testimony it has been available uh, to the Lord. So uh, for this particular intimate connection between them, so this analogy of two birds on a tree it is being given, and this metaphor renders a profound concept of divine presence and individuality accessible and relatable. So many times this analogy it has been discussed of the two birds on the branch of a tree. So it reinforces the idea of a personal God who is deeply intertwined with all living beings, nurturing a profound sense of belonging and divine love. So as is there in body as Paramatma Swarup, we do see that Lord is there in atoms also. That day in the session, His Great Charu Prabhuji has also taken, and uh, Vibhu Swarup has been there, Lord Himself. Okay, so uh, everything it has been possible to Lord Krishna. So why not He's there in our body as a super soul? And yeah, in previously we used to think that yeah, with the invention of computer, yeah, we have discovered so much of it, but it was not possible before. Now it's in AI. Okay, we do see in everyday life, which was not there, but now today it has been there. So why we don't accept that? Why these two materialists they do not Nasi people they don't believe about the super soul. No? So everything anything is possible to Lord Krishna, and yes. Then the next is practical application of spiritual knowledge. No? So just knowledge is not enough. So one has to execute it, apply it. No? So this takes not only highlights but actively champions living a life of devotion to Krishna as the key to realizing one's spiritual essence. So, this theme emphasizes the critical importance of engaging in practical lived experiences of spirituality rather than relying solely on theoretical understanding. So, this knowledge is gaining this knowledge is the theory, and the practical is applying it. You know, in practical, in labs we do the practical, we do teach the students how to do that experience methodically, what material is required and how to do that and how to get mastery over that. Okay, so here it is a practical application we are learning. uh, Sril Rup Goswami Pad, who's Rupa Manjiri in Golok Dham, has taught us in our mission that how to do this practicing the spiritual knowledge. So it emphasizes the critical importance of engaging in practical, lived experiences of spirituality rather than just solely on theoretical understanding. So it advocates for a devotion centered lifestyle, illustrating that authentic knowledge is expressed through action and commitment to a higher purpose. So, this particular knowledge is so authentic, and yes, it will be expressed. The spiritual expression is with our actions and commitment. Okay, how do we do? How we present ourselves as a devotee in community and for higher purpose and in preaching mission, etc. One can apply this particular knowledge, and yes, uh, it is such a legacy we have in ISKCON that there are several angas, 9 angas, uh, by means of which these are the limbs of bhakti, and we can follow this bhakti mark, which has been possible. So it is the most brilliant and the intellectual way it is being given, that how to follow this particular path and how to apply that spiritual knowledge. Srila Prabhupada has given us Mangalarti, so the several limbs of bhakti they are followed in it. Yeah, so at least in a day, in particular week, we do go for this Mangalarti session. We do chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds in a day. We do observe do's and don'ts, and we do follow the regulation what are required on this particular spiritual path. And yes, this particular chanting, which is the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga, it has been said, and it is our actions and commitment. So that is a commitment to Lord, no? So with this and the Shastra reading and giving that knowledge to others and spreading this message to the communities. Okay, so that is that particular devotion centered lifestyle it is being called as His Grace Charu Prabhuji is doing, Sharad Prabhuji is doing, Sanjeev Prabhuji is serving his technical skills on this particular platform. Samta Mataji, there's tremendous progress. Who also speaks on this platform, sings, gives such lucid recaps. Archana Mataji, it is Grace Legacy. We do have we have got Harmasi on this platform, and it is Prasad Prabhuji, it is Raksha Mataji. She is also starting this particular season, speaking on it yesterday. uh, it was it was previously her session, and it was so nice and felt so nice that we are progressing on this part. So it is a devotion centered lifestyle, we can say. So whether it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everyone is there on this platform. They are so devoted. So these themes, all this what we have discussed from 1 to 22. So these were not the questions of Uddhavji, but they are for all of us to awaken. So it was awakening call. So these themes collectively illustrate the profound teachings of the text regarding the nature of existence, the illusory material world, and the path to spiritual realization through devotion to Krishna. So they do provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the philosophical depth of the teachings without resorting to impersonal interpretations. So uh, it illustrates about the profound teachings of the text regarding the nature of existence. Okay, so about the supreme personality of Godhead. As you know, Bhagavad Gita also speaks about Jiva, Ishvara, Prakriti, etc. Similarly, the illusory material world is this Prakriti is, even though is created by the divine himself, and the path towards self-realization, towards spiritual realization through devotion to Krishna. So bhakti is so important. So they do provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the philosophical depth of the teachings without resorting to impersonal interpretations. So henceforth, what is heading the Ram Navami? Na? So we have to awaken Ram from our hearts. So on this very day, so one can pray to Lord Sri Ram that we can serve in this very mission, and uh, we do get the test of Lord Ram and Lord Sri Krishna in this very life, and we can serve better in ISKCON wherever we do are. Okay, so this was the session. So with my very little brain, okay, I tried to. So it was a tremendous gap, Prabhuji, and I was used to recap session, so it was very difficult for me today. So to conduct, I have forgotten everything, all the shlokas, and okay, just plainly tried for spontaneous speaking. So I had prepared it, but I forgot everything. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji, you did very good. Very good. You are doing spontaneous coming from your heart, you know, from your mind. That that is the best way to do it, you know. Thank you so much, Mataji. Haribol.
Very good.
Thank you, Mataji. So wonderful explanation.
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
all well. Dipti Mataji today did the prayers. Rajkumari Mataji also sing Nasim prayers. Harsha Mataji. The Prabhuji group is very active nowadays, and I also
Yeah.
see that I don't miss up any session, question answer session, and okay, so we have kept reminders also for session not
And
to forget.
everybody is very actively participating now. I also noticed that.
Both of you are
Everybody.
sincere, and so we were not so sincere previously, but nowadays seeing both of you,
Thank you.
we
Thank you.
try to imbibe amongst us.
Thank
Hare
you.
Ki- Hare Krishna Mataji. So nice. So I'm just as I'm reading, like last class we had 153, like a 10th chapter, right? So death was, death was, catalyst, and today we see the miseries. Is a wake up call. So see how the transition is happening from death to wake up. I think today you articulate so nicely, and the notes are there. Even the chapter, the flow of the flow, how the flow goes, right? It is not random. There is some logic the way it is coming. Very essential that when the miseries come, and it's also kind of a wake up call, and that is definitely a wake up call, but that comes at the end, as you mentioned. Why to wait till the end, right? So some symptoms come prior to that. So we articulated so nicely. So nice class. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
If you have any question, there are Charu Prabhuji, Sharad Prabhuji can answer.
Maharaj, you can handle yourself very well. Anybody question? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Very insightful class. And also, yeah, Dipti Mataji, so wonderful kirtan today. And Santa Mataji for the proving, insight. So there was an emphasis, as Radhavinath Prabhu said, on suffering, like how they can be stepping stone, and ultimately death is the wake-up call. But Nityasaki Mataji, your insights, I think you have been through a lot, right, in your personal life we hear. By the way, very happy birthday. Wishing you a very, very auspicious and blessed birthday. So, but pranams
Oh,
to you.
happy birthday,
Happy
Mataji.
Krishna conscious birthday to
Very good.
Mataji.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mataji.
birthday,
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mataji.
birthday,
It's
Nitya
it's a
Sakhi
very
Mataji.
memorable happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Mataji.
Mataji.
And a very nice class you gave.
You got to speak about Krishna on your birthday. What better thing could be done?
Yes, that is a great gift. Yeah, given me, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Not
have
only
Chapter
that.
11, chapter
you
11,
have
11.11.
started.
So, Mataji, only if you are comfortable, like you have been through a lot in your personal life. How did this suffering advocate or help you in your spiritual understanding and deepening. I think it will be good for us to, like, hear and invite that. Only if you're comfortable.
Yeah. So I'm not probably too eligible to answer your question, but I will try to. So, so what we do see presently as one situation, but there can be so many shades. There can be so many angles available to that event or incidents or situations. Can be bad or good. We don't know. Okay, so accordingly, we try to pray the Lord. Okay. But we can see that uh, about the life of a person, what happens, we don't know since so many lives, okay, they have been passed. And so, what is good for the devotee's life, Lord knows better than all of us. And so, it is might be for something good. If we do see about the miseries and happenings and sufferings, so mostly we are talking about. So if something bad happens in the devotee's life, so it is not bad, but the opportunity is given by the Lord Himself. Yes, there are so many devotees to take care. Also, I don't get time also to think also in our daily lives. Okay, so I pray Him in the early morning and at the time of sleeping also. And I do connect, try to connect whatever it has been happened with Lord in the altar with the deities and with Bal Gopal Acharya Prabhuji also. So whatever happens is it might be good, might be he himself might be getting sevas in the Lord's name. Okay, so for that need, it might be he is required there. So might be he has taken him. So we can think that way. So the suffering, they are not suffering. Okay, so it is the training given by Lord. Okay, so these are the tests uh, we have to attempt. So whether it's for 10 marks or 100 marks. Okay, so as we teach the students, at the end we do also conduct the test to how much of knowledge one is having. And so these are the tests one should face in our devotional life also. And so that is takeaway. And I do see that I do get a lot of help provision and listens. I do keep affirmation, I do meditate, I do write also in altar. I keep the messages and I do see that it goes on happening and it has been so positive also. And yes, so it helps us a lot.
Wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. Thanks.
One should not fear about, so the Lord is there to protect us and to take care of us. Very even so as to send Arya to US, I had not thought, but it happened all the way. So it was so difficult visa procedure was, but she went through it. Okay, so it is a blessing of Lord. Okay, so one should take it that way, and it is the will of Lord. And if it doesn't happen, one can think that yes, it is Lord's wish, so it didn't happen. So it's also good. So one should try, one should not see it, but if it doesn't happen, so one should not get morose, okay, and should not think that it has not happened in my life, which was good. So yes.
Very nice to you. Thank
So
you.
I've never shared this so much at a greater length, but on this platform.
But it's good to hear. It's inspiring, Mataji. Thank you.
I one more thing to add, Mataji, today's class, right? So even yes, last class we had knowledge and application. I think that we see the essence of that. Having information. Typically we talk about Gyan and Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga. That part we used to look at. But
Yes.
again, the perspective is changing because I'm just seeing that what is the different here in 11 canto than what so far we learned, right, in Bhagavad Gita and so much. Because same self-realization and all those things are there. What is changing? What we knew we are learning here. So again, as you also mentioned that, so that knowledge is there, how you apply, and you put it so nicely into that, like how Srila Prabhupada took that knowledge and put into the practice, so that those 5 things important to follow. You mentioned the same thing, what he said, deity worship or
Yes.
chanting and recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam and devotee association and the last one I think you can also include into that dhamwas, right? So
Dhan.
the knowledge that we have, but we need a place to practice. That Srila Prabhupada has provided in temple, and partly we do at home, partly we do in a congregational like online, and we worship on that. So it's very important. So it's not only how to apply, but uh, what is the best way to put into practice is also given. The process is also given, right? So and you articulate very nicely. So we are learning something new from this 11th canto. That's very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you for reminding. I had forgotten. Uh, we have created dynamic website. Previously, it was not so. I'm heading a charge of ISKCON Baramati website. And for association, we have mentioned all those groups on website. B for book reading, all Srila Prabhupada's books. C for chanting and etc. We have put Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with all. And D for deity worship, then diet, and D for dhamvas. Okay, we had forgotten that. So what will
Really?
yeah, told. We have added. So yesterday we had discussed about this point. We should have it. So I guess that is very much required. And in Kartik Yatras, we do visit at least minimum, bare minimum. In Kartik, we try to have dhamvas every year with our spiritual master. Yes, so one should go for dhamvas if possible, and the utmost priority. So like Sanjay Prabhuji frequently goes, Sharad Prabhuji also visits. Okay, so you are getting so much of dhamvas, you know. Okay, for Mataji's, yeah, at least for Kartik month, we do try to have it. You also in a marathon, so you are going so dham places, Prabhuji. So it's such a great thing, the great learnings you all have.
Where
So
is this
ISKCON is
Baramati? Is it near Pune?
Baramati, yeah.
Near
Baramati is
Pune,
near
right?
Pune. Near Pune. I think
Near
100.
near Pandharpur also. It's near Pandharpur,
Ah.
near Morgaon.
Pandharpur is also the Dham of Lord Vithalnath, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Lord Vithal.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the same Leela that we see in Vrindavan, not in different form. In Vrindavan, Krishna's Bal Leelas are more, but here Pandharpur, Krishna has more Leelas with his devotees. So
Is it
wonderful Leelas.
Tukaram installed that deities there?
No. Deities are
Oh.
existing. They say
Oh, okay.
28 yugas. So deities are not new. So it started with
Oh.
the Naneshwar, but prior to that was also there. So Tukaram also was part of the chain. Many devotees were there on the way. So there were a lot of pastime in Pandharpur and around the Pandharpur. The devotees were born. Devotees
I
went
see.
through. Krishna puts them to trouble. All those things happen. So, and how he reciprocated, like Janaba is one example, Mataji can talk about it. A 7-year girl comes to Pandharpur, sees the deity coming from scheduled caste, not supposed to enter into the temple, looks at the deity form and says, I'm not going anywhere. Comes with a parent. Parents stay there for a few days. In those days, it was not difficult. You don't need a hotel or something. Let's ask somebody will give shelter to you in those old days, right? In a dham places particularly. She stayed there, and then parents stayed for 1 week, 2 week, but she refused to go, and then says, okay, there was one tailor called Namdev's parent. She says, can she stay for some days? The faith was there in those days, and she stayed and continued. What a terrific devotee is. She becomes a Dasya of Namdev Maharaj, and Krishna as a Vittal used to go and serve her, go right in the morning, grinding the, atta chakki, right from there to bringing the water to every part of the life. But at the end also, she tests her by, faking some theft that occurred, and she was condemned to death. And at the end,
Oh,
Lord how
really?
protects. Yeah. So many pastimes are Prabhuji in that place also.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Prabhuji, we are inaugurating our website on Ram Navami festival on 27th. Please bless us.
Please let me know the link, then I can
Sure.
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
it.
Yes, Prabhuji. So would like to also
Why
have
don't you share the link with the group and everyone can
Sure. Sure,
Yes,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
we'll go through that.
And we'll have chatbot, AI bot also for our website.
Oh,
But
okay.
on 27th, it will not be possible. Next, it will be next month maybe.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions for Mataji? Haribo?
Thank you, Mataji. Danvat Pranam, such a wonderful class. Also, many congratulations for the inauguration of the website. Please do share the link. And as you said, that devotional service is an internal process, not external. Can you just emphasize on, like, elaborate on that? Internal, what should be the state of mind? Because there are so many in the material life, you just get carried away.
Yes.
The flow is so strong, the Maya is so strong, you just carried away, and you every time you find yourself trying to hold very hard to devotee association and other pillars, but still it is very powerful. So internally, what should be always a state of mind that will, help us to grow ahead only on the spiritual path?
Yes. As we can see the software, how it has to be required. So one should protect ourselves in a day. No? So we try to do chanting in the morning. So whatever maximum rounds we can complete with the faith and surrender in that mood, so that one tries to remain in a purified mood. So even though we do serve, so many of the students, they don't wish me as good morning. They do wish as Hare Krishna. So likewise is the change I do also see, because they also know, because see, our place is such a small place, Mataji. It's not like Mumbai and all. It's a small place, and so whatever we do, so it directly reaches to the people. And so it is such a small community we do have. And so and the bhakti life, if we want to start, they should see bhakti in us also, in professionally and professionally. So there needs a tremendous balance to maintain about this professional life and devotional life, and one should not get carried with the professional life. So what is required, one should be following it with the justification. And yes, many times I do also feel it that way. So how I can improve better today, how I can preach the students. Okay, so how it is not me I will preach, but there are so many different ways by means of which, like if a boy is there, I can send him in a prerna group. If girl is there, I do send them to Chetna group. Okay, so and the student, they do purchase, they do ask for Bhagavad Gita to me, and I do give them the sessions links or the guidances if those are arranged by the temple. And there are so many devotees, even on Gaur Purnima festival, my student who did Maharti for Gaurang Mahaprabhu also. So with TMC, he was standing there. So I felt so happy. My colleagues, they are now in ISKCON community also. So they do feel happy that they do say you are Patha Pradarshak Guru for us. Likewise, okay, so even though we are in our professional life, we can donate in the temple. We can help brahmacharis in a different way, providing financial help or what are the things which are required. Nitya Seva, we do give 1,000 rupees as towards Nitya Seva. Okay, so that it helps us for our consciousness. Our Lakshmi also gets purified, and we do feel that we are serving, even though physically many times one is not there in cooking. Okay, but if I do offer a Lakshmi, I do feel that I have done little bit something. Okay, so accordingly, with what resources we do have, what intellect we have, what proficiencies we have. In that way, we can serve. Whatever we have learned from our professional lives, we can dedicate towards ISKCON community also. So that has been possible. So till now I'm doing it that way. Whatever I do learn, I do try to extend, and whatever I do get the learnings from ISKCON, I do try to um, not breaking the frame that is required, but in a very decent manner. We have to go forward with the guidance from our seniors, and accordingly one can proceed. And I think Sharaf Prabhuji can give better answers.
It's time. Let's
Mataji,
hear,
thank you so much.
let's
You
hear
right?
from Sharad Prabhuji.
Alive.
Sharad Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now, Mataji was saying how Krishna consciousness can be developed while pursuing one's professional career also. I'll give you some perspective of what happens to somebody who is in the armed forces. Now, how you can practice, how close you are to the temple. Now, if you will be knowing, I'll talk only of the army only, not Navy and Air Force. Like in every unit, there is a temple. If the force composition, the people, they are from a particular community and a particular strength, then that temple or church or any other thing, they are constructed, that is officially. And for that, there also there is one religious teacher also. He is qualified on the subject. He is taught on that. He takes training on that, and he leads that institution. That means he does worship like in the unit, in the mandir. Every day, early in the morning, the Mangal Arati is done. All the festivals are celebrated. Then this Ram Navami or Janmashtami or all these the major festivals, they are also celebrated. And you will be surprised when we say go to any other place, and it is very frequent for our exercise or for any other thing. The first thing to happen, everybody gathers together, the Lord is taken, the Vigraha, and he is worshipped by everybody. Then the thing starts. Like I was in the regiment of artillery, we deal with the guns, and anytime we have to fire the gun, first we have to do our puja, worship to the Supreme Lord, worship there, then we start our work. So that is the thing. But that life is so difficult and so time consuming. You don't have much time for anything else because there are so many other issues, and you have to look after so many people and look after in the right way. Like as a leader, you should be knowing everything about the other person. Say there are about 400-500 persons under you, you will be knowing each and every person personally, including their families. Then only, because army, it is a very difficult life and very difficult situation, because there ultimately you are even asking a person to die, and he will willingly die, the sacrifice his own life. That is what carries on in that profession. That is much different. But there, please remember that the Supreme Lord, the God, He is in the center, always, in every work. Anything you want to start, anything you are starting, the Lord is worshipped in the temple or in any other place we are there. and there is no doubt that by his mercy only things carry on very smoothly. And people have lot of faith, like you'll realize that our majority of the people, they are from the villages, and they have great faith on the Supreme Lord, and that is what is taken care of in in that organization, and that is a very important matter. What we are talking of Krishna consciousness, whatever is the practice of the particular sect or tribe or that clan who compose that regiment or institution, they worship that their God in that manner. And the Lord is very important. And we also study the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the stories on Sundays. There are religious classes in which the stories are told. That means even if one is in the army, all the things, they are not far off. Though you don't get much time, you do not get much qualified people to talk, because of very many security restrictions. You cannot call anybody like this to talk, and you do not know what they are going to talk on communal things, like all those things, they are not allowed in that institution. But the God is in the center there also. This is very the important thing, and that's why this institution is carrying on, and it is totally apolitical in nature, and things are all fine till day, and the Lord will be taking care of each and every person as He is taking care. So this is what. Yes, Prabhu.
I, now that you're saying, pardon me, but one question is, I like to ask you, from an army perspective. Now, this question somewhat relates to what Arjuna asked. Remember, he said that, that as a warrior, I have to kill my own kinsmen who are on the opposite side.
Yes.
And Krishna, gave him the right answer and everything. But I'm just wondering, being a devotee, when you have to kill someone, even in the enemy side, how do you tackle that? How do you handle that when you have to kill someone? Um,
You
pardon
see,
me if I'm asking
yes,
inappropriate question.
it is very good to know. You see, we are trained in that way. We are trained totally in that way. And when the enemy is in front, you have to do your duty. There is no other way. Either you kill him or he will kill you. There is just no other alternative. There is no other option only. That's why you have to do your job. And that time, the things like, if I kill somebody, if I fire at somebody, he will be hurt, he will be in pain. All those things that do not come, because you are doing your duty. And that is a duty which has been given by the country on behalf of the people of the country. That's why all the things, they do not come, because they are the only two things are there. Either you get killed, you get
Right.
injured, or you do the same thing to the other people. Whether you are like Arjuna was a devotee only, but still he had to kill lakhs and crores of people, and
Yeah.
it was not touching him. Like this, the soldiers, all the thoughts may come after retirement, but while
I
he
was
was in the job.
speaking like this, I remember my days when I was doing a master's degree in Mumbai. I was in a cancer research institute. And as part of my job, I was doing a master's, and I did it by thesis research, not by just exams, papers. So I had to kill a lot of these mice, killing rats and mouse and everything, And I was feeling so terrible at that time initially. Then I got used to it. But now, when I reflect back, I don't know, I must have killed several hundred, and I feel terrible about it, especially the newborn mouse, that was my thesis research was there. So sometimes, now that you are explaining for a duty, sometimes you have to do. I hope Lord will forgive me for that, but I had to do this thing, that time in my early days. At the time, I was not even a devotee, but still I felt terrible about it. But it was my duty at the time.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I just one, you raised that. I was not aware how in military also you worship the gun. Couple of years back, I remember one scene where Rajnath Singh worshipped the plane. You remember he did a
Yes,
puja,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
it was highly criticized by many. So at that time, I was thinking only this is out of the box. He's doing something new. But I understand you, since your gun is the main, with which you do all your activities, and you worship that gun. So this is something not new, right?
Yeah, like we in the artillery worship the gun, in the infantry they worship their small arms. Like this, whatever in the signals, their equipment, they are worshipped, especially on
Dasera.
Dasera Vijayadashmi Day. It is a great celebration in all the units, all the equipment they are worshipped, done puja by the religious teacher.
That's in our Shastra actually. Arjuna,
Yes.
all the
Yes,
in the Mahabharata, they used to
yes,
worship their weapons.
yes, probably.
Mm. So this was because that particular instance, it was a high catching, right? Though he climbs on the plane and worships that Rajnath, and I hear from many people that they criticize, bringing kind of secularism, into that. But it is ingrained in the military that whatever faith you have, and you are fighting the war for the country, and you have been allowed to worship. So that's great, Prabhuji. This was not known to me.
Yes, and another thing, suppose one Hindu is posted in some unit where there is a church or a mosque, they do worship in their way.
Yeah.
Because like you would have heard recently, there was one chap who was court-martialed and dismissed from service because he refused to, as a Christian person, he refused to worship or go to a temple like this. That is not allowed in the armed forces anywhere, in the army, navy, or air force. The supreme lord is Lord only. He may be in any form. One may be a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or anything, but each one is pursuing his own religion. So they are taken, you are part of the crowd. So that
So
is
you
how
must,
it is looked at.
so Prabhuji, you must have participated in that war, Pakistan war, or that time you were there in active duty.
Yes. In the
70.
99 this of Vijay, I was in the Rajasthan border. That time I was commanding my unit. And even after the war, I stayed there for a few months. We were guarding the border. Actually, no activity was there because main activity was in the north only. But we
Okay.
got medals for that also. The same
Thank you.
medal.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, in Hinduism only, like we see Hindus, they kind of worship all religion. I mean, in a way, they kind of respect all religions and God. But other sects are very, very staunch. Like Muslims and Christians, they are so staunch they would refuse to enter our worship places. This is seen very often. And Muslims go to an extent of, you know, illegally taking land for their stuff and fighting for it and getting into violence.
Yeah,
In Hindus are naturally, they are very soft hearted and they don't believe in violence. Natural by default they are like that.
Because in Islam, they
I've
just
seen
say
that many times. Like
Islam, they
we go to Akash.
in Islam, they the religion teaches that because we worship deities, and that is forbidden in Islam, to see God in a deity form, and they're allowed to kill people. I mean, that's most horrible